The legend will never die for the Dreamcast. Namco, welcome back to the stage of history. Wow, that's loud. Hopefully it's not too loud in the recording of this review, but look at this opening. And what are you thinking is like, well, what's different from Soul Edge to Soulcalibur? This is an in-game cutscene. This is not an FMV. They decided, you know what? We're going to show off the Dreamcast's ability to render graphics and also not try to screw up the frame rate. So here you go, an entire in-game renderization of what you'll expect to play in this game. Music's good too, man. It's so good. Look at we got. Who is this? You're probably wondering. It's like, well, you got to play the game. No, I'll just tell you, it's Nightmare. It's from the previous game. That's what Siegfried turned into, dude. It's crazy. I'm still impressed. I'm just like, hey, man, let's up the ante from Soul Edge. Screw it, let's make a better 3D fighter. Yep, and then we got Soulcalibur out of it. What these cutscenes do actually show off each individual fighting style or personality of that character. It's flipping awesome. Look at that. It's so sick, man. Oh, yeah, Ivy. Oh, yeah, look at that. Cervantes is back. He's got a different design in this one, especially since he doesn't have Soul Edge anymore. Look how creepy Voldo is. He's slow. Look at this Silent Hill enemy. Got Maxi here swinging his stuff all across the screen. Excellent stuff. Look at that. Taki just doing multiple spamming kicks. If you want to play a spam character, there you go. These cut-ins are so good. That's Soulcalibur, by the way. That's the new sword, which you probably won't actually see. Because everyone still goes after Soul Edge, but this is supposed to be the introduction of the new blade that's supposed to be the opposite of Soul Edge. Dang, this intro is so good. I just wanted to play that out because how good it is. The Soulcalibur font here is so good. Soulcalibur. We got a great announcer yet again. We've got a nice background of Soulcalibur. We have the demonstration screen to show off who's what. And they actually give details to what each character is. All right, let's get into the game. Of course, got nice sound effects here. Always go into practice mode to show something off. So we're going to pick Siegfried. You can choose between different models. So the models are actually in the thing, just like Soul Edge, and they even have different colors for backgrounds, different hairstyles. Obviously, their fighting style is the same. Yo, you didn't think they could get any better, and here we are. Like, the background's a nice green. The top is going to the left, but the bottom is going to the right. Every single character has multiple outfits. That's a glitch. Ignore that. Look at Nightmare. It's insane. These look like sisters that they do the same person. They have the bangs differently and everything. It's like, wow. Look at these two. Look at the back. She's got blonde hair, red eyes. What are you, an anime villain? It's just insane, the difference of the portraits. Mitsurugi, Sofatia. I mean, she didn't really change that much. She went from, I'm not that sleepy to, I'm fully rested and ready to go. Boldo just got horns. All right, so let's get in there with Siegfried. So this is new compared to Soul Edge, is actually being able to see what stage you're fighting on, right? That's an octagon. This is like a weird arrowhead stage. You have an octagon stage, and you can see each individual shape of the map, which is awesome. You never got to see that in the other one because it was mostly just squares, but now they're different shapes. So now you have to strategize how to actually knock the opponent off the stage. And they're all unique too, all different backgrounds, 3D models. It's brilliant. So let's go to a basic map here. New background, new font. Still trying to keep in the essence of what the game was. Cervantes. I like the way he does that. It's weird because there's Japanese voice acting for the characters, but the narrator's English. As you can tell, it pretty much plays like Soul Edge, but it's like so much faster. Notice how I'm just slightly moving back and forward. You can move back and up at the same time. You can still get hit. Like if Cervantes swung at me, I'd still get hit because I haven't moved far enough away from his blade. Now you can even do the quick sidestep if you wanted to. Look how quick this is. I just want to point out, look how fast this was compared to Soul Edge, and I'll just put up Soul Edge footage for you. This is insane. This is 1999. Look at this speed. Not only can you do quick sidesteps, you could do small side steps. Wow, you can just move wherever you want. But the problem is, you're wondering, well, how do I jump now? So A is still block, right? Jumping and hitting A will give you a nice small hop. I don't know how to do the big hop, if there is a big hop in this game, but that's how they made the jump now. They removed the super high jump, as far as I can tell. It would be almost impossible to do it with the new control scheme. You got your attacks there, attack here. Got your ring outs. Look at that, he disappeared. And now you could just run off the stage if you want to here. If actually, I think I could just do it here, where I could back up off the stage. Look how large this is. Oh yeah, you can jump off. There he goes, sayonara. Do you see the difference in the background though? They actually ended up, it's kind of sad because if I remember correctly, Soul Edge's backgrounds were mostly 3D. But in this game, there are some 3D aspects, but the rest is a matte painting in the background. or a JPEG. It's kind of sad, or a PNG. So have the boats that's shooting a can, and they didn't have to do that. But I do miss it when they were all 3D models, but I think they were, I don't know if they were stressed for time or simply just not worth doing it. So they went with a nice mixture of like having a matte paint background with 3D assets in the middle of the water. You also notice that there is a proper mirroring effect from the water onto the ship. They actually cast a proper image on there, a proper reflection, which is insane how good the Dreamcast could do it. It's just a shame how poor the Dreamcast did in terms of sales, especially trying to compete with the Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 all at the same time, despite it coming before them with these advanced graphics and lack of a library and controller design, amongst other things. But man, this game is just awesome. It is an upgrade from Soul Edge. You notice there isn't like a weapon thing. I know we're in practice mode, but they removed the weapon bar, so you don't have to worry about losing your weapon. I think they decided, you know what, we didn't want people to get punished for defending too much, and we wanted our aspect of our game to be focused more on the weapons than anything else. Still got your grabs, just got all the classic stuff in the game, just being able to do a little bit more in terms of movement. Movement is so important in this game. How you move, the super side steps, all that good stuff. I think we got everything I wanted to show off here because, like I said, I've already talked about it in Soul Edge, and Soulcalibur is pretty much just an upgrade of that. Not really too many new things, except for, hold on, I didn't talk about that before. This critical edge in this game, which is also in Soul Edge, is that it's basically do more damage. So let's notice that I did 18 damage. Now I did 22 damage. So you do more damage when you have a critical edge on. That takes time to charge up, so you need to be doing it far away enough from your opponent so you don't get hit. So let's actually go into arcade mode. There's also the VMU, which is the video memory unit. Dreamcast was ahead of its time. And ahead of its time. So you got all these modes as well, but of course we got to go to arcade mode first. It's all these characters that you can choose from. The top row are all new characters that you have to unlock. The bottom characters are all the ones you can use immediately. So I'm going to use Cervantes this time. We're going with the Band of the Hawk Griffith outfit. Cervantes is still evil, by the way. He's not good. So sick. Yeah, the narrator saying both names and saying the font that appears before you. See, the walls are 3D, which is interesting here. Like some maps, look at that, that's 3D in the background. Like they didn't do it for every map, but these are all 3D assets. I don't know about that statue in the background though. Also, this is a uniquely shaped map with a bunch of rats scurrying around on the platform. Also, they give you the narrator. I know I'm talking over him because there's a lot of things happening right now. Also, custom battle poses and quotes as well, but they're in Japanese. This game just feels insanely good for $19.99 for a 3D fighter. This Tekken 3, man, oh my goodness. I think you still have guard impact in this game as well, but I almost never use it because of how aggressive you are in this game with any character. Look at that, get out of here. Look at the reflection of the torches on the water. That's sick. That chandelier's a 3D model. They didn't have to do that. I just can't believe how good some stuff was back then, and I don't know if we really appreciated it a lot when it first came out. Another map, 3D models. Mountains in the back aren't, but 3D models of the pillars. That mountain looks sick as hell, too. Oh, I just want to point something out on this map. You notice this is a cold map, right? The characters are breathing. They literally modeled wind in this game, and the character's breathing because it's cold. That's crazy. Also, if you stand neutrally, it automatically blocks. So just be neutral. Neutral's actually good in this game. Yeah, that's a command grab. That stab from a certain distance is a command grab, which stabs into him and acts as a grab. There we go. See, that's a normal grab. Which, look at that sick grab. They didn't have to animate that. Oh my goodness. Also, if you notice from the HUD, we got to talk about the HUD because the HUD's different from Soul Edge. I'll probably pause it on the next match so I can just show that off. So we can pause in the middle of the game, which is good. You also have your command list as well, and it tells you all the things that are in there, like what buttons do what angle, what combinations you can work with. It's insane. Look how colorful that is. You got the character on the left of Cervantes' name that's like flashing up and down. All right, so the HUD here is a little bit different from Soul Edge, but still tries to carry the same aesthetic as if it's diegetically a part of the Soulcalibur universe, which is now what it's going to be called throughout the rest of the games. They didn't go with like Soul Edge 2 or Soul Edge versus Soulcalibur. We're now calling the series Soulcalibur. As you notice, the health bars are kind of the same, but they're more like they have like plastic reflections. You have the stage up top. You obviously have your arcade time, the timer, which is like a similar font to what Soul Edge was. You have the 2 dots underneath for your victory, and the victory now shines. If you didn't see it from the other matches, the victory will actually shine. It'll give a nice glimmer for you for winning, so that's a nice touch. If you notice, the names have strike-throughs behind them, which indicate what costume you're actually wearing. So different costumes will have different colors to let you know that it's a different costume than it normally is. I'm using an alt costume of Cervantes, so it gives me a different color to show that it's an alt. Same thing with Killer. solid. See, you got 3D models and matte paintings. Good combo. I kind of wish the matte paintings were a bit clearer or the images were a bit clearer, but that's about it. If you see the V right there, it glows. Or not glows, it shimmers with the reflection. It's very nice. This is one of the better upgrades I like about this game, too. You notice the timer still starts at 40, because that's how quick it is. But if you notice at the top right, instead of saying not just press start, but trying to insert coin, it says challenge me. Like it's threatening you, come to me, beckoning you to play the game. There it is. Lip flaps are good. The models are excellent. The Dreamcast is... I don't think it's overrated or underrated, really. I think it's gotten more cult gathering throughout the ages, but I think that's more because of Sonic. Hey, remember that animation? But they made it a little bit smoother in this game. That's what I like about a proper sequel as well, is that they try to upgrade things in it. Notice, hey, remember that Soul Edge map? At the moving water or the moving platform? Look how fast we're going now in comparison. As well as the texture of the water. It's beautiful. There's also lily pads and flowers here trying to make it, I think, similar to what would be either ancient China or ancient Japan. Temples and lilies and cherry blossoms, all that nice stuff. I'm still impressed about the reflections in the water. The voice acting, I think, is pretty good in this, too. I think it really exemplifies what these characters would be like if you've never played the Japanese version of Soul Edge. Woo! Look at that slow fall. And they still give you, like, the stage name and the BGM in the bottom as well. Oh, my goodness. Nightmare doing that was crazy. Never expect a great sword wielder to do that kind of stuff, do you? There you go. Get off the stage. I'll join you. So on stage 7, they give special scene for who they're fighting against. Woo! Ooh, see, that was a Batman grab. Look at that. That's just a very good move. That's why I like using it. Oh, my God. Taki's voice acting's a bit iffy here. The ability to just jump in the water with your opponent is so good. It's unnecessary, but it's good. All right, so now we get to fight the boss of this game, which is Inferno, which is the soul of Soul Edge. Similar gimmick to Soul Edge, except he uses multiple different classes. If you guys know what Mokujin is from Tekken 3, that's what Inferno is now. He just uses multiple different classes. Look at this Final Destination stage. They always make the boss stages very grand, majestic. They always try to make over the top. This is what a wormhole would look like. So right now, Inferno is using the Soul Edge, newly designed Soul Edge. Ooh, I got cooked. I also like this is the new version of Soul Edge. And you'll see this version for a pretty good amount of time before they change up the design. If you see that load, you had to see that Inferno switch to a different style, which is Astaroth style. But I mean, it's just... wow. Okay. I'm getting cooked in Cervantes. Continue. Well, you got to see the continue screen. So he switched back to using Soul Edge. All right. Well, that was a perfect. Out of rings don't show perfects. I don't know if the opponent actually gets easier as you lose. Woo! Oh, he bounced off. You can actually like bounce on the stage and fall off. And then Inferno just blows up. With whatever weapon he has in his hand, they didn't have to animate that. Absolutely did not have to, but every Inferno death has its own animation if you destroyed him with the weapon they have. So what's different from Soul Edge is that they decided to just do art instead. And the art's really good. Trust me, the art is, but I do miss the in-game cutscenes. It's like they reversed it. FMV was in the beginning of Soul Edge, but then they had in-game cutscenes instead, and now the endings in arcade mode are just art now, which is very good art. I like it, but I wish they actually had in-game cutscenes instead. Look at that, you got Soul Edge back. This art is so good for it too. And it fits more like a history book, which is what I really like about the design of this art, the color pattern, right? Like it's faded and a part of history. And we have a new congratulations screen that scrolls from right to left and left to right. You are a true hero and your legend will never die. But across the horizon, a new quest beckons your soul. And you have the credits screen now, so we can skip it. You don't have to worry about it too much. And now, this is a whole new thing. If you remember from Soul Edge, all you had to do was just click 3 buttons. Now you can literally use your character, and it follows the letters. It's insane. Look at that. And you can just strike it whatever you want. Look at all those 3D numbers. Or not 3D. Well, they are 3D in a sense, but they're 2D. They're flat, but they're in a circle. They did not have to do this. Look at this. You could... look at this. Woo! It's so sick. I'm so glad they did this. So the only 2 characters I don't have unlocked, Inferno and Edgemaster. Edgemaster and Inferno basically play the same way, but they have different character models and different lines. So you can tell with the bad, I did worse with Cervantes. All these bads are mine. Top one I already know is Nightmare, because obviously Siegfried did horrible. Because Nightmare and Siegfried actually play differently, which is awesome. And it's interesting that they're both in the game because Siegfried is Nightmare at this point. So now they have like the museum where you can see all the Soulcalibur treasures. Like you look at the art gallery if you want it for this game. Collection data for all the characters that are selectable. They tell you what maps are unlocked. New costume for people. It's very interesting stuff. I don't know why I have 0 of 12 of this. Oh, you buy these. I don't know if I need to buy anything else, but this is going to be like the start of where you buy things in the game. Oh, you get new stages from this too? I didn't even notice that. I didn't know that either. Like, I like playing it like this because I learned new things that I didn't know about. And you can also click the thing to see it. You can move the picture around. I think you can zoom in too. All this nice character art. There's more? You can buy even more portraits and stuff like that? I don't got enough points for that. That's going to take a lot of grinding. But in order to get Edgemaster and Inferno, you have to play every character. The specific outfit for one of the characters. I'll probably just put it on the screen. So we have new modes, versus battle, team battle, where you can actually play with a team. Very interesting choice. Time attack, survival, there's all the classic stuff. I already showed off the museum. But the other thing that's new here is mission battle, which is essentially Edgemaster mode. So we're gonna play as Nightmare, because he's my guy. So we got all these missions. So it's the same as Edgemaster mode, where you want to move around and click to new places. It's a mouse cursor now for some reason. I don't like this change nearly as much. I kind of wish it was a 3D model going to new places. I think that was cool about Soul Edge. So it tells you the difficulty, the story of what you have to do. Oh, it speeds up until you get hit. Okay, nice. Woo, look how fast that is. That's insane. You can also hit your opponent afterwards as well. So I got that done. And notes on the map, like a red X like it was in the classic one. Do you get art here? Is that what the thing is? I don't think you get extra weapons. Can I buy more stuff? I probably can. So let's go try this next mission. Oh, this is part of training. So in this mode, you can train. Oh, that's an old costume for Edgemaster. He looks nothing like that in his normal costume. And it'll tell you what you have to do. See, he's using Killick style. So I gotta throw him from the front. And it tells you what you did, right? Side throw. Oh, that's from the back? Really? Okay, that's from the right. There we go. That's from the left. 4 different throws there, by the way, from each angle. Are you crazy? You didn't have to do that, but they did. And the multiple missions here, this is kind of annoying, actually. I wish they removed Edgemaster part. I get they want to teach people how to play the game, but I feel like this is not the place to do it. You should be doing this in practice mode, not in this mission mode. We could go to this other place instead of doing that, which is interesting because it's not forced to do it, but you want to complete everything. So sand will bury your feet and make your movement slower if you do not run. Interesting. Like I said, all the classic characters are back with new characters like Ivy, who is Cervantes' daughter. Okay. Well, that was... okay. That was certainly something. I like Soul Edge, just a big mutant blade with an eye in the middle. Does the eye move? Look at that. They didn't have to do that. I do think it's cool that it teaches you stuff, but this would be a better mode for practice. Don't put it in the mission. So you're probably wondering, well, how do you know if you completed it? It says in the top right your win ratio, and the press A button to start battle. That means you got it done. Oh, see, that's normal Edgemaster, dude. It's completely night and day difference. This is my unblockable. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of unblockables in any game. I don't know if you can guard impact them. If you wish to engage in new battles, you must purchase a special art card. Are you insane? Why would I have to purchase things just to continue on? I do not like this system. Okay, what's the new art card? Symbols. What does this even mean? I should probably go for the more expensive ones, right? Yeah, see, you get new stages this way, too. Oh, yo, Silk Road Ruin. So I guess just go for the more expensive ones if you want to unlock things faster. Oh, nice. Exhibition Theater. Dude, there's so much stuff in this game. I just kind of hate that you have to buy it. I don't think that's a good idea to hide it behind all this, because it's like you're forcing people to play the game to unlock all this stuff, and it's a fighting game. People are going to get bored. You play arcade mode, you play mission mode, you're like, oh, wait, I got to buy stuff in order to go more places? See, you have to constantly keep going through and through unless you want to just save it up. Which you can do that. It's not like you can't. Get out of here. I'm done. No, thank you. This is even how you unlock characters. You play arcade mode to unlock characters, so I just feel like it's even more useless. But I do want to show off team battle. So this is what Tekken does as well, where you can have as many as 8 people on a team. They're all the bangers. It's Siegfried, Ivy, Nightmare, Cervantes, Yoshimitsu. Get over here, buddy. And you see that the portrait changes here instead of at the top left. Yoshi, you're on the team. Mitsurugi, you're on the team. Oh, God, the last 2 is rough. Pong, go ahead, get on the Lizard Man. Why not? So now it's going to be 8v8. And obviously, if you lose all your health, it'll switch out to the next character. Notice underneath the health bars, it actually shows what character you're using. It'll show an X that you defeated them. So one last thing I want to do is look at the option screen, because I did that for the last game. I want to show you in this screen. So you have the game options here. Medium, which goes to ultra hard as well. And they kept the color scheme the same. That green is standard, and then everything else is not standard. A life bar versus life bar 1-player game. And it tells you here on the screen right here what changes depending on what you change change in the option menus in terms of the game modes. Round time, character change and continue, quick character selection, stage selection, neutral guard. Neutral guard is normal in this game, which is what I talked about before, is that if you don't press anything, it's automatically guards. So you have the Dreamcast version, the arcade version of the command display, help messages, subtitles, and you can put everything back to the default setting there. You got memory card, classic Dreamcast. Look at the Dreamcast controller, dude. What were they thinking? Sort of. Very strange to only have one joystick for the Dreamcast when we already had DualShock for the PlayStation. Very weird choice, but very nice. It still kept it as a 3D model. I also like the background screen here, where it's a nice tealish color, and you have Soulcalibur's logo going through it, all of it. You have game records of characters you played as. So to let you know who you cleared in arcade mode, this is very nice. We got sound options, mono, and stereo. I turned down the BGM volume just in case I record it better. You also have BGM test here. Very good track, like most of Soulcalibur games do. Adjust display, there isn't really much else to talk about there. Wait, hold on. Did it have a range soundtrack? Notice how I can't change from a range to arcade? That's kind of sucks. I don't think they made two different soundtracks for this game. But yeah, that's pretty much Soulcalibur. I do think it's a better game than Soul Edge, but like I said, they changed some things, like the intro and winning in arcade mode for each individual character. An interesting choice. They had a compromise for the Dreamcast. Thanks for watching the video. This has been Soulcalibur, and remember, the legend will never die.